The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello, this is TVWAN News. I'm Carol Kido Jr.
And I'm Maricela Kelaton. Join me later for sports.
In this edition, Parliamentary Committee presents first report on gender equality, Durban Farm lights up, and Olam attracts interest from Super League. The reopening of the Mendi Airport will only happen provided no interference from the people of Southern Highlands Province. This was the condition given by the Civil Aviation and Transport Minister, Walter Schnobelt, when asked about the status of this airport. The Mendi Airport was closed following the burning down of a plane in 2018 by disgruntled supporters of losing candidates.
Mendi Airport has been closed since 2018 after an airlink flight was banned on the back of a court decision that overthrew an election petition case. People of Southern Islands have since then been using the Kagamuga Airport in Montagan for travel. Yesterday, Morobe Governor Luther Wenge, a devoted Lutheran, took an interest in this airport, given that the National Biannual Synod will be hosted in the Yalibupangia district of Southern Islands Province. The church is expecting overseas delegation, and he called on the minister to give an undertaking to reopen the airport in time for this event.
Mr. Minister, we want to bring our delegates by flight from Mosby direct to Mendi. Yeah. And Mr. Speaker, Mr. Minister, could you tell this Parliament that you are in the position to make sure the Mendi is brought back to what it was before it was abandoned or ceased to operate?
Minister Schnobelt in response said there are a lot of issues at that airport. A terminal is currently under construction and is scheduled to be completed at the end of the year if all goes well.
Mendi terminal is under construction right now as we speak. Construction is expected to end at the end of this year, provided there's no more disturbance, provided that there's no more interference by the public. That seems to slow down the development pace. Na i-walk-im liglig challenging blo yumi lo try na meet him this deadline blo this year. But we will endeavor to try and stay on target. So hopefully January's program, the church program that the Honourable Governor was saying, we could try and have it operational by then. But I cannot guarantee that because Minoki, a citizen around Mendi or Southern Highlands, whether there's going to be any further interference.
While this important project is being undertaken, the airport fencing has also been vandalized and is an added problem to the existing ones. He thanked the Southern Islands provincial government for making 4 million kina available for new fencing, but challenged the leaders of the province to do more in changing the attitude of the people there. Ruth Rungula, TVWAN News.
The Terrorism Act initiated by the Police Department will be introduced to Parliament soon. The Act intends to hold accountable those involved in the procurement of illegal guns. Internal Security Minister Peter Siamalili Jr. said in Parliament today that the Act will enable police to apprehend anyone involved, regardless of status in the community. He was responding to the question without notice by the member for Mendi, Rafael Tonpi, regarding the procurement and use of illegal firearms in the country, which has been the center of law and order issues in the country, especially tribal fighting in the Highlands region.
Terrorism Act is completed and it will be put through the process through Cabinet before it gets tabled in the floor of Parliament. And what it will basically do is that it will allow police force at any one time to have access to anyone that will deem that is self-threat and that is facilitating firearms at any one point, regardless of what your status is. The Terrorism Act, when it comes into action, I now just put everyone on notice that it is going to really hone down on those that have access to funds, because those who have access to funds are the only ones that can pay for such high-powered, expensive firearms.
The public is urged to report any illegal activities, including the consumption of drugs by police officers. Commissioner of Police David Manning said it will help hierarchy crack down on the uprise of drug use by members of the police force. Manning said an awareness program will be conducted shortly to inform the public about the disadvantages of the conduct of police officers when they are under the influence of illicit drugs. However, the first-hand reports by the public will help mitigate the challenge of illicit drug abuse by police officers and ensure the public is safe if and when they are under the protection of a police officer. Thursday, the Permanent Parliamentary Committee on Gender Equality and Women's Empowerment presented the committee's first report to Parliament. Chairman Powers Pakop presented the report highlighting the alarming rates of gender-based violence and sorcery accusation-related violence across the country.
The report is based on the public hearings held by the committee in May and July 2023. At the hearings, the National Department of Health shared their health information data on people presenting for health services due to violence and stated, "This is only the tip of the iceberg, a catastrophic human rights violation alarming for a country not at war." NDOH advised that, if not addressed, cases of violence could exceed more than 100,000 within only a few years, stressing already overburdened health services and overloading the justice system. In Parliament yesterday, Pakop stressed that promoting women's rights is a central value of the nation and is critical to reducing rates of violence, stating that the Constitution aims to ensure that women can meaningfully participate in the development of our country.
We create safe environment for them, for everyone. Our recommendation on prevention and behavior change places particular importance on young people and the education system in our country. At school, our girls need to be safe and ensure pathways to the highest level of education. We also need to prioritize initiatives to educate children and young people through the education system on the importance of respectful relationship and the need to use words, not violence, to manage disagreement and conflict.
The committee's report focused not only on GBV and SARV, but also reviewed the current state of the institutions and policies responsible for driving the national GEWE agenda. The report underscores the need for structural changes at the highest levels to address the issues it identified.
I call on the government and all agencies of government to read our recommendation and action them. Being the change we want to see in this country, it's incumbent upon us as government, as members of parliament, as leaders of our people.
The committee will use its 5-year term to track progress in implementing those recommendations. By implementing these recommendations, the government and stakeholders across the country can create a safer and more equitable society for all. Maricela Kelleton, TV1 News.
In Parliament on Thursday, Leader of Opposition Joseph Lelang asked the government for confirmation on whether there was a shift in the country's exchange rate strategy.
Opposition leader Joseph Lelang asked a series of questions to the Prime Minister in Parliament to confirm if the government has abandoned the floating exchange rate regime adopted in 1994 in favor of the hard kina strategy that had pre-existed between 1975 to 1994. Lelang strongly stated that this is a significant shift in the country's exchange rate policy that has wider implications.
This is a very significant statement of a major policy shift In 1975 to 1994, we had the hard kina strategy, in which the kina was pegged and tied to the US dollar. After it was floated, we had from then acting Mr. Tarata, the governor of the central bank, making that statement, and we are aware it's a floating exchange rate. Now there is a U-turn in that policy, based on what Ms. Genia has now mentioned.
Lelang said the late governor of the central bank in 1994 to 1995, Koyari Tarata, says the hard kina was abandoned in favor of a floating exchange rate, in that the kina is no longer determined by one single currency, but by the weighted average of a basket of currencies. Prime Minister Marape responded, highlighting the necessary approaches taken on by his government since he took office in 2019.
We are approaching it in a hybrid manner. Fed advice to us from ADB, from World Bank, from our development partners, from even central bank itself and our own treasury points towards removing the pegging and allowing for kina to trade, and with a stage depreciation of kina, so that the import and export driving forces could have a little bit of positive impact. There's a noted increase in export volume in our country.
The alignment of the value of kina in line with the movement of the US dollar represents a major U-turn in the exchange rate policy, Lelang emphasized. Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
Prime Minister James Marape is appealing to Puma Energy to understand the dire position the national government is in and the need to prioritize essential services to supply foreign exchange to. Marape made this appeal after news of Puma's rationing of fuel due to a shortage of foreign exchange.
Prime Minister James Marape, in responding to West New Britain Governor Sasindran Mutuvel's query on the government's long-term plans to address the issue of fuel shortage due to foreign exchange challenges. Marape says the government is looking at alternate fuel arrangements.
Going long-term, we're looking into having alternate fuel arrangements. I have indicated to the country, and I'm indicating to this question again, that ExxonMobil and MRDC is working with us for an alternate and an option, and we don't want to be reliant on only one supply forever. That was a deal of the past that we're trying to unbundle and unshackle. We are looking at other alternate fuel supplies in our country. There's a possibility of us looking into emergency laws further to compel not just fuel supply but use of infrastructure. At the moment, we have worked with the other fuel suppliers to ensure they keep on supplying to the sectors where they can supply.
Prime Minister Marape appealed to Puma Energy to be more understanding.
Has been working to find a temporary solution, including giving Puma the relief they need, but Puma must also understand we have other essential services to supply Forex to, including those who imports into our country. And Central Bank has worked with Puma, asking them also to utilize proceeds of their sales outside to also pick up in terms of the supply from Forex to buy and procure fuels to come into our country. And I want to ask Puma, we've given you full support, greater support, and you also have to assist the market here in which you operate inside. Thank you, Mr.
The Prime Minister says the main areas of stress will be the aviation sector, as Puma holds market dominance in fuel supply. Maricela Kelleton, TVWAN News.
You're watching TVWAN News. When we return, Duran lights up and SPICT marks another milestone.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSP Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase easy paid units wherever you are. Visit your BSP branch today to register now for BSP Mobile Banking. BSP Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSP, our bank, our people.
Enjoy life when we work together, make making happy memories that last forever. Hot and talk, young or old, let's raise family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles cause it's our favorite reminds. Tennessee cola, scare rice on scale price. Tennessee cola, scare rice on scale price. Amber, you like it?
More clean, more sweet. Flame natural white sugar. Make more.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Pine PNG made.
Ton, 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 hino, ton, ton.
Nihimomo. If you can't stop thinking about the Hino range of trucks, then you better drive one today. Hino.
Ton, ton.
Digicel TV presents the race that stops the nation. The most prestigious horse race in the world. The Melbourne Cup 2023. Coming soon to Digicel TV.
Acknowledge me. Oh, what a Samoan spike! With a phenomenal forearm. The women's champion Asuka is in the ring on SmackDown. You're looking at the judge, the jury, and the executioner right now.
Welcome back. The Provincial Administrator for Central Province, Francis Coaba, was reinstated by the National Court on Wednesday after the Provincial Executive Council suspended him. This follows after the National Court ordered leave to seek judicial review of the decision of PEC dated 5th September 2023 that suspended Coaba from office. Coaba has advised the media that he will be holding a press conference on Monday next week to reveal adequate information regarding the reason relating to his suspension. After a decade since the launching of the TVWAN Farm project, the estate lit up for the first time last night, signifying the start of the government's ambitious housing project for public servants. This project will see the delivery of close to 3,000 houses and will be implemented in 6 phases. Contractors who have won the bid to implement this project have been challenged to provide to the government their financial capacity to deliver this project by December.
The TVWAN Farm project was launched in 2014 with instructions to fill this 500-hectare land with 2,500 houses for public servants. Almost a decade on, and with 28.5 million kina expended on this project, not one single house stands to testify to this investment.
The TVWAN Farm housing project is a massive undertaking by NHE since 2014 and cost the state 28.5 million to be exact of public funds from 2014 to 2022 last year. The national government has entrusted NHE to undertake this enormous construction project.
Housing Minister Dr. Kobi Bomarea acknowledged the legacy issues he and his new management had inherited, but said there was no time to cry over what has happened. He is now set to deliver this project, and the first step to this was the lighting up of the estate yesterday.
National Housing Corporation, and look at name no good. Or people say, look, National Housing Corporation, look at wrong perception.
Auto corruption, they will put him in the department, first department coming to thinking down the mouse plan, National Housing Corporation. Next department of lands. That's the thing, Mr. Oh, the thing the bell the man, Mary. So the Ladam, challenge this stuff. Governor, by you, me, Prime Minister looks at the market, Ladam, me play go staff lab, and look how you elevate him. Some kind style for work lab.
Prime Minister James Marape gathered his words carefully before labeling this project as a project that reminds Papua New Guineans of the start-stop culture evident across major government projects in the country. He was critical of the involvement of the private sector in delivering major government projects like this and challenged the 6 major contractors of the Juran Farm project to show cause as to why they should be retained to implement this project.
And I want to ask, as I speak here, the 5 contractors and National Housing Corporation for you to give me your serious position before Christmas this year as to your financial capacity to progress this one. Duran Farm land is available, NCDC is on standby. If what PNG Water and PNG Power is slow in coming, we will organize a team for this one so that National Housing Corporation do not put down money. We have put down land, and the private sector should be developing this one ASAP.
Marape further highlighted the government plans for housing not just in Port Moresby, but across the country, and committed to allocate 150 million kina each year to acquire land. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
The South Pacific International Container Terminal in Lae marked another milestone with the receipt of 2 new Mitsui hybrid rubber-tired gantry cranes. The hybrid cranes are part of the port operator's strategy to strengthen and improve its operational efficiency. The 2 new Mitsui hybrid rubber-tired gantry cranes arrived aboard Splitoff at 8 a.m. on Saturday, September 30th at the South Pacific International Container Terminal in Lae. SPICT is a subsidiary of Filipino-owned port operator International Container Terminal Services, or ICTSI. The state-of-the-art Japanese equipment will support SPICT's yard operations, with Robert Maxwell, CEO, ICTSI South Pacific, saying it will serve the vessels faster and support more efficient landside operations by reducing the port users' truck turnaround time within the facility. Moreover, these RTG are hybrid as they are equipped to collect, store and release electricity during operations, making them the first of its kind in Papua New Guinea. Maxwell said this shows SPIC's ongoing efforts to invest in equipment that reduce the terminal's greenhouse gas emissions from its operations. Prior to that, on November 29, 2022, the Lae port received 2 highly anticipated ship-to-shore cranes, which are the largest port handling equipment to arrive in Papua New Guinea. Maxwell described that as the first big step of their terminal decarbonization journey. And now the finance news. The kina closed lower at 0.2720 US dollars in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying 0.2645 US dollars, 0.4126 Australian dollars, 0.2433 euro and 38.93 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, all closed lower except gold and palm oil closed higher. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. TV1 News continues after the break. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Hey, you want to talk? Want to win one of 4 Costa buses? Simply collect 6 SP Lager red promo caps and enter the draw at a participating store near you. There are heaps of other great prizes to win too, like SP Hunters jerseys and other awesome SP Lager gifts. So enter the draw today for a chance to win. There's a bus to be won in Islands, Southern, Momase, and in New Guinea Islands. SP Lager, Bungi Mumi!
Hiya, Mama.
You wait then, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, da moo moo, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
A quick favorite meal for the day does feel good. Snacks noodles is my choice for a simple meal. It is easy to prepare and fast to cook. And with a touch of flavor and ingredients, quality noodles that can be cooked and enjoyed in many different ways. You see, my whole family loves it. It's made here in PNG and comes in different pack sizes. Snacks noodles, tastier but you like it more.
From the highs of joy to the lows of anguish, it will all be embraced. The power of belief will emerge from the hearts of a billion. And when that day finally comes, glory will be immortalized. This is the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup. For everything ever dreamt for, wished for, lived for.
Absolutely ridiculous. And his volleys are just out of this world.
Welcome back. The National Censorship Board is surveying internet use in West New Britain to update policies on explicit content. Outdated legislation is under review with a focus on addressing technological advancements. West New Britain has a robust content control system, but there's a need for ISPs to actively regulate content. The government invested significantly in ensuring responsible internet use and plans to support other institutions. The goal is to strike a balance between information access and content filtering. Turning overseas now, tertiary students could soon have a watchdog holding universities to account, with education ministers looking at establishing a national independent student ombudsman. More than 14,000 students are subjected to sexual violence in university settings a year, which is an average, of 275 a week, according to the latest National Student Safety Survey.
So education ministers from around the country, federal, state and territory are considering this proposal for an independent body, essentially, where students will be able to make complaints about their universities, including how they've handled matters around sexual violence on campus. Now, you've mentioned those numbers there. The Federal Education Minister, Jason Clare, has been incredibly critical of the sector. He's called for urgent action to be taken, so he's asking ministers to come back in November to consider this proposal for an independent ombudsman. Now, it's important to note too that it would actually be separate to the current regulator for the university sector, TEXA, the Tertiary Education Quality and Standards Agency, which has actually come under a bit of pressure lately because we saw a Senate inquiry call for an independent investigation into TEXA because they don't think that they've been handling this matter particularly well at all. So it sounds like there might be a fair bit of change coming up in this area. Well, students and safety advocates have welcomed this. You know, it's been a long time coming for some of them because it's been a number of years now since we saw the Australian Human Rights Commission hand down their Change the Course report in 2017. It's charting a course essentially to change the numbers on this issue. Now, they're welcoming this. They've said it's a good step in the right direction, but it needs to be accompanied by something that'll actively take a look at what universities are doing in this area, whether it's working, without having to rely on students coming forward with complaints, because that's what will need to happen with any ombudsman, essentially, is a student would need to be willing to make a formal complaint to them about the university. So they're calling for something like that, but also something to have an overview of the sector without students having to be relied on to come forward.
Vanuatu's Prime Minister Sato Kilman has been voted out of office in a motion of no confidence at Parliament this afternoon in Port Vila. The motion was carried by a show of hands with 27 votes in the absence of the government bench, which had vacated the floor in protest ahead of the vote. Charlotte Salwai has been nominated as Prime Minister and has accepted the nomination. The election of the Prime Minister was conducted in the absence of all government MPs. The National Zoo and Aquarium in Canberra have welcomed a new baby giraffe. The 2-week-old female calf will play an important conservation role when it reaches breeding age.
Well, it's a very exciting day here at the National Zoo in Canberra. The giraffe family has a new addition. Behind me, you're seeing baby Makali. That's a Swahili word meaning bright, and she's just 2 weeks old. Zookeepers say, though, that from now it's going to be a period of rapid growth.
Makali will double in size in her first year of life. So behind her is her 17-month-old brother, Temba. So that's a good comparison as to how quickly they grow in those first 12 months.
Now, once Makali does reach proper age, she's going to join the breeding program here at the zoo. And zookeepers say that that's an important part of the conservation of this species. Giraffe populations have declined by around 30%. And it's important that there's a healthy population maintained in zoos, almost as a backup in case those numbers continue to decline.
25 countries pledged support to the Green Climate Fund with $9.3 billion over the next 4 years, 2024 to 2027. The fund urges further contributions from other countries in the coming weeks. The funding pledges received Thursday enable the GCF to channel new, additional and predictable financial resources to developing countries to support the paradigm shift towards low-emission and climate-resilient development pathways, mitigating 1.5 to 2.4 gigatons of carbon dioxide equivalent and enhancing the resilience of up to 900 million people. Selwyn Hart, Special Advisor to the UN Secretary-General and Assistant Secretary-General of the Climate Action Team, said time is not on our side. Investments supported by the Green Climate Fund are already transforming lives in 129 developing countries. Back home, a Papua New Guinea delegation organized by the FAO under the EU-funded Straight PNG program embarked on an 11-day exploration of Madagascar's thriving vanilla sector. Comprising government officials and industry representatives, the visit aimed to glean insights from Madagascar, the world's foremost vanilla producer. And that ends the news segment. We'll have sports after the break with Mary Silla.
Hey viewers, got a red dish on your roof? You can watch over 80 channels of exclusive NRL, State of Origin, Filipino and Indian drama series, local, international, live news, plus some great international channels on Digicel TV. Get a 20-channel plan for as low as 20 kina for the one-day plan or 80 kina only if you jump in and buy the whole month at once. Want more? Maybe the 40-channel plan is what you need. Buy now for 25 kina for the one-day plan or be brave and go for the whole month, and it's only 105 kina. Want even more? Try the 60-channel plan. It's only 35 kina for the one-day plan, or take the big step and purchase the 30-day plan for only 185 kina. You want the biggest TV plan in PNG or over 80 channels for as little as 40 kina a day for the one-day plan. Or take the whole month at once and you could be choosing from over 85 channels with either the Indian or the Filipino channel options as an add-on. Dial *515# to subscribe now. Digicel TV. More channels, more choice, more value.
Great news! The Digicel TV app now has radio. That's right, your favorite radio stations are on the Digicel TV app, providing you with even more entertainment, plus free streaming of all your favorite radio stations. And you don't need headphones to listen. The Digicel TV app gives you the ultimate entertainment experience on the go, with more drama, more sports, more exciting movies, and now more radio to stream your favorite programs from wherever you are in PNG for free. So what are you waiting for? Download the Digicel TV app today for the ultimate entertainment experience.
Shot time! Back up through the crowd of Canvas.
Hannah Joe, Walke, offloaded. Oh, what about that?
Sophia Valero! What a shot, what a try, what a finish!
There's Wiki's in! Ireland's the first ever points against New Zealand!
Kia ora and warm Pacific greetings. I'm Johnson Rayala. The Pacific region is rich in culture, people and stories, and now there's a way to stay in touch with everything that's going on.
From island to island and across the sea, a weekly series covering local news, sport and events.
Connecting you like never before to a region we call home.
And when it matters most, the Pacific will be there, bringing you the latest information and updates.
Everything you need to know from our most trusted reporters in the region.
From Silver Fiji, join me, Live Movono, for the most important Pacific affairs.
From Honiara, I'm Christian Rita Aumanu Leong, bringing you the latest in Pacific politics.
We'll investigate the stories you need to know, the people and places you'll want to hear about.
And all the headlines, sport and weather from across our region.
It's a mix of everything Pacific and nothing that's not. Join us every week because what matters to the Pacific matters to us.
Thanks for staying with us. The Papua New Guinea Rugby League has announced the appointment of Tony Archer as Manager of Competition Governance and Match Officials, on the back of Joe Grimmer's appointment as Head of Player Pathways and Justin Holbrook's decision to take on the national coaching role with the Kumals. Archer's appointment is another major step forward for Papua New Guinea as they look to create a game-wide structure that will help them become the next team admitted to the National Rugby League.
Tony Archer's appointment as Manager of Competition Governance and Match Officials is another significant step forward for rugby league in PNG. PNG CEO Stanley Ondina said officiating and competition governance is an incredibly important part of the game, and to have someone of Tony's experience and expertise head the area for PNG is tremendous news. After making his National Rugby League first-grade debut in 1999, Archer went on to referee 295 NRL games between 1999 and 2012, forming a reputation as one of the best referees in the game. During his stellar career, he took charge of many important matches, including 6 consecutive NRL Grand Finals between 2007 and 2012. His representative career was also decorated, with Archer refereeing 13 State of Origin matches and 9 international matches, including the 2008 World Cup and 2010 Four-Nation Decider. This level of consistency led him to being named International Referee of the Year in 2007, 2008 and 2010. Tony has performed this role successfully with the NRL, and he will bring a wealth of knowledge and ideas that will help us create a new generation of officials for both the men's and women's programs going forward. Tony Archer expressed his excitement at the opportunity to contribute to the game in PNG. PNG RFL looks forward to Tony assuming his new role in the coming weeks. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
Melbourne Storm centre and PNG Kumul's captain Justin Olam could be heading to Super League in England for the 2025 season. The South centre has attracted interest from the Warrington Wolves, who have shortage in the outside backs.
The momentum about Melbourne Storm centre Justin Olam making a move over to Super League is gathering pace. Total Rugby League reported that Olam has attracted great interest from Super League's Warrington Wolves. With a shortage in outside backs, the club could make a play for Olam, who has minimal game time this year with the Melbourne Storm in the NRL. With Greg Minikin's recent departure from the club had Stephen Richard and Connor Wetz occupying the centres for 2023. Should Olam join the club next year, 2024, he would be a great fit for the club. The 29-year-old, enduring a difficult year with a form slump, struggling to string together the best performance that won him the NRL Premiership ring with the Storm in 2020. In fact, Olam was down the pecking order at the club, managing only 6 appearances with the Storm's feeder club, Sunshine Coast Falcons, in the 2023 Hostplus Cup competition. Olam was overlooked in the team for Marion Seve and young Tonomopea in the back end of the 2023 NRL season. However, a major sticking point in a potential move for the 29-year-old is the fact that Olam is still under contract with the Storm until the end of 2026, though Melbourne Storm are willing to release him if need be. Rex Lita, TV1 Sports.
The 2023 Port Moresby Corporate Rugby League 9's competition is back with 24 teams currently competing in various pools for this year's top honours. After the first 2 rounds, Funeral Home Laumas, Southern Cross Assurance Limited, NSV, NCDC, NAC and Avenel Engineering System remain undefeated. 2 from 2 and on 6 points apiece, followed by PX Falcons and Department of Information, Communication and Technology on 5 points each, rounding off the top 8 teams so far with 10 rounds to go.
More entertaining Corporate Rugby League 9's action is in store this Saturday as the NCD Corporate Rugby League 9's competition hosts its round 3 matches at the Sir John Guy Stadium under lights. While it's been a slow start to the new season, interest from corporate and private business houses has been good, with 24 teams competing. After the first 2 rounds, Laumas, Scan, NSV, NAC and AES have remained undefeated as they look forward to continue their winning form this Saturday. In the first game this Saturday, Laumas versus PPL Transformers, NCDC versus NMSA, Digicel versus CPG, Brown Bell versus NAC, BSP versus IRC, KMG versus NSL, DICT will play Scan, Brandbell 1 will take on MyBank, PX Falcons versus DOF, Bishops will take on NVS, Credit Corp will play Kinabank, and the last game GFI will take on AES. Corporate 9's competition manager Dr. Solomon Ravu said the 24 teams have been divided into 3 pools of 8, with defending champions PX Falcons coming in as red-hot favourites to defend the title. Former champions Central Provincial Government and the Funeral Home Laumas would be strong contenders as well this season. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
High-ranking top boxers from Papua New Guinea, Australia and Kiribati are ready to face off in 11 international bouts in the Kokoda Boxing Challenge scheduled for this Sunday at the Lamana Gold Club, Port Moresby. Olympian John Ume alongside Oceania and Commonwealth champion Charles Keama and Alan Oika will be leading a strong contingent of 9 fighters from the PNG Boxing Union. And before we go, a Papua New Guinea delegation organized by the FAO under the EU-funded Straight PNG program embarked on 11-day exploration of Madagascar's thriving vanilla sector. Comprising government officials and industry representatives, the visit aimed to glean insights from Madagascar, the world's foremost vanilla producer.
The delegation delved into the intricacies of Madagascar's vanilla value chain, engaging with officials, farmers, and industry players. Key learnings included best practices, challenges, and collaborative approaches. Notably, the visit emphasized the need for Papua New Guinea to enhance its policies and regulations governing the vanilla sector. Floyd Lala, director of the National Authorizing Officer Support Unit at DNPM, highlighted the imperative for collaboration, drawing inspiration from Madagascar's success.
Being here, I've understand, where we can promote and increase. I think there are, some key triggers that we need to establish, maybe re-establish. And if we can establish those triggers, those policies, I think vanilla industry can contribute to our economic growth, and especially at the launch of this new MTDP4, vanilla can play a very critical and significant role to improve the economy as well as sustaining the welfare of our community.
Model farmer Nicodemus Mainga expressed eagerness to share newfound knowledge foreseeing potential growth in Papua New Guinea's vanilla industry. FAO Senior Agricultural Officer Ravi Rasaili underscored the visit's significance in strengthening the delegation's skills and knowledge.
What is very important above all is the policy level and the legislations or the rules and regulations of vanilla industry in Madagascar, that the learning from them is very important to develop our vanilla industry in Papua New Guinea. Therefore, our main participants, like from the National Department of Planning and Monitoring and Spice Industry Board and Agriculture departments, provincial departments play a vital role to boost the vanilla industry in the country by formulating a conducive policy as well as the implementation plan to develop a vanilla industry in the Papua New Guinea.
The EU Straight PNG program, a key EU initiative in Papua New Guinea, focuses on sustainable economic development in rural areas, aligning with FAO's commitment to transformative change and sustainable development.
And that's all for now. Back to you, Carol.
Thank you, Mary. And now the weather forecast for the main centers for the next 24 hours. Southern region, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with rain drizzles. Port Moresby, cloudy with rain showers and drizzles. Daru, cloudy with evening rain showers and drizzles. Kerema, cloudy with frequent rain showers and drizzles. Alotau, cloudy with few evening showers and drizzles. And Popondetta, rain periods with possible thunderstorms. Momasa region, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain over Morobele, becoming cloudy with evening rain showers and thunderstorms. Medang, cloudy with evening rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Wewak, few showers and partly cloudy, and Vanimo, few showers and possible thunderstorms, then partly cloudy. New Guinea Islands, scattered showers and thunderstorms with rain areas. Lorengau, cloudy periods with frequent rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kavieng, few showers and possible thunderstorms. Kokopo-Rabaul, rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Kimbe, partly cloudy with few evening showers and thunderstorms. Buka, frequent rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands region, scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain drizzles. Mount Hagen, Goroka, Kundiawa, Mendi and Wabeg, rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for the next 24 hours. Coral Sea, seas rough with southeast winds of 23 to 33 knots and scattered showers with areas of rain drizzles. Solomon Sea, seas rough with southeast winds of 23 to 33 knots and scattered showers and thunderstorms with areas of rain. Bismarck Sea, seas moderate to rough with southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots, reaching 45 knots over south sectors with scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms with areas of rain. Pacific Ocean, Seas moderate to patches rough with clockwise winds of 10 to 20 knots, reaching 25 knots with scattered showers and thunderstorms with heavy rain areas. Coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands, Kerema, Yule Island, Hood Point to Samarai Islands. Seas 2 to 3 meters with southeast winds of 20 to 30 knots. Scattered showers with areas of rain drizzles. And that ends the news.